Former longtime head of the ACLU, talking about free speech. Whoopi Goldberg, who, by the way, I hope is still a friend, we can disagree with each other, should not be canceled or put off her show, as much as I totally disagree with her crazy statement. Free speech. She should be there. She shouldn't get a timeout.
Not every single thing has to be for everybody.
Right.
We can have platforms that have stuff on them that not everyone on that platform or who consumes stuff on that platform enjoys. And The View is a particularly weird place to do a cancellation.
It's called The View?
It's called The View. It's not called The Facts.
Bill Maher is no stranger to controversy. As the host of Real Time with Bill Maher, he has built a reputation for sharp wit and unapologetic political commentary. Recently, Maher took aim at The View and the broader left-leaning media, accusing them of shutting down opposing viewpoints, rather than engaging in meaningful debate.
The winners, the losers. My message to the losers: losers, look in the mirror. No? Well, maybe you should. Sorry. Well, that's my field. Losers, look in the mirror, okay?
His critique, as always, was layered with humor, skepticism, and a call for introspection among those he considers politically complacent. This article delves into Maher's criticisms, ranging from the political insularity of The View to broader discussions on free speech, immigration, and media bias. His remarks sparked significant conversation, exposing the deep ideological divides that continue to shape American discourse. Maher has long positioned himself as a liberal who is willing to critique his own side, something he believes is lacking in the mainstream left-wing media. In his latest critique, he lambasted The View for failing to engage with opposing perspectives, arguing that their discussions lack true diversity of thought. While The View frequently invites conservative guests, Maher argued that they are often used as punching bags rather than genuine contributors to dialogue. He stressed that productive debate requires an honest exchange of ideas, not just a platform to reinforce pre-existing beliefs. Maher's remarks challenged the idea that inclusivity should extend only to those who fit a specific ideological mold. One of Maher's most striking critiques was aimed at Democrats who dismissed the possibility of a second Trump term. He mocked their lack of preparedness, questioning how they could be so sure of Trump's political demise, despite his continued popularity among his base. Maher pointed to immigration policies as a particularly glaring example of this denial. When The View hosts expressed skepticism about Trump's ability to deport millions of undocumented immigrants, Maher countered with a more uncomfortable truth. Ignoring the problem won't make it go away. Whether or not one agrees with Trump's policies, Maher argued that acknowledging the concerns driving his voter base is crucial for any meaningful political strategy. Maher also took aim at Hollywood celebrities and media personalities who, in 2016, vowed to leave the United States if Trump won. These same figures, he noted, faced border restrictions when trying to move elsewhere, highlighting the irony of their stance. He criticized The View and other left-leaning platforms for failing to address this contradiction. According to Maher, true accountability requires self-examination, something he believes the left often avoids when confronted with inconvenient realities. Another key point Maher raised was the narrow ideological spectrum in mainstream media. He questioned whether cast members of Saturday Night Live or other influential entertainment platforms would feel comfortable openly supporting Trump, suggesting that the media's homogeneity stifles real conversation. He extended this argument to figures like Elon Musk, pointing out that some individuals were reluctant to associate with him even before his political affiliations became a topic of discussion. Maher sees this as an example of how wealth and success, rather than genuine political views, can become a point of contention among leftists who claim to support social mobility. In one of his most provocative statements, Maher labeled leftists as brats and snobs who dismiss opposing views without engaging in real discussion. He noted that The View co-hosts were visibly stunned when confronted with perspectives that challenged their narratives. Maher's criticism wasn't about supporting Trump or conservative policies. Rather, it was about the importance of free debate. He argued that a culture of intellectual intolerance damages democracy and weakens the left's ability to appeal to a broader audience. Maher did not shy away from international issues, specifically addressing the ongoing Israel-Palestine conflict. He criticized Hamas for misusing international aid and engaging in conflict rather than development. According to Maher, peace in the region is only possible if attacks on Israel cease. This stance, while controversial, reflects Maher's broader argument. Acknowledging uncomfortable truths is necessary for productive political discourse. He believes that ideological loyalty should never come at the expense of objective analysis. Maher has long been a vocal critic of cancel culture, and his recent comments reinforce this position. He defended Whoopi Goldberg's right to express controversial opinions, even if he personally disagreed with her. However, he also criticized The View for promoting a single perspective and dismissing dissenting voices. His argument was simple: free speech is most important when it protects unpopular or controversial opinions. If platforms like The View truly value open dialogue, they must be willing to engage with a wider range of perspectives. Maher also took issue with ABC's handling of Whoopi Goldberg's past controversies. He found the network's demand for her to reflect and learn condescending, arguing that public figures should not be forced into performative apologies. This critique extends beyond Goldberg. Maher believes that media organizations too often police speech in ways that stifle genuine conversation. He argues that forcing individuals to conform to a single narrative ultimately weakens the credibility of media institutions. Maher's overarching critique of The View is that it lacks true debate. He contrasted it with his own show, where a variety of perspectives are encouraged, even when they lead to heated discussions. According to Maher, the problem isn't just The View. It's a broader issue in left-wing media. When platforms refuse to engage with opposing viewpoints, they create an echo chamber that alienates potential allies and reinforces division. Maher concluded his remarks by challenging the common narrative that Trump's voter base is driven primarily by racism or misogyny. While acknowledging that these elements exist, he argued that economic concerns played a much larger role in Trump's election. He pointed to the frustration of many working-class Americans who feel abandoned by traditional political elites. For many of these voters, Trump represented a rejection of a system that they believed had ignored their struggles for too long. By reducing Trump's appeal to bigotry, Maher believes Democrats fail to address the real issues that drive voter behavior.
I mean, for months, Democrats have been saying, how is this even close? And they're right, it wasn't. They could not conceive of a second Trump term, but they should have. When does America ever turn down second? I mean,
dismissing an entire voting bloc as racist or ignorant is not only inaccurate, but also counterproductive. Maher calls for a return to principled debate, where ideas are challenged rather than dismissed outright. He warns that by failing to engage with Trump supporters in good faith, liberals risk alienating a significant portion of the electorate and ensuring conservative dominance in future elections. If The View and other media platforms wish to remain relevant, they must embrace the kind of open debate that Maher champions. Only through genuine dialogue can political discourse move forward in a meaningful way. By fostering discussions that go beyond partisanship, the media can help rebuild trust and encourage a more nuanced understanding of American politics.